Okay, good morning everybody. Today is 10th of January 2026. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Today's topic of discussion is Pachakadi Sambandha. Okay, so there is a concept of Pachaka. Pachaka means ripening. The concept of Pachakadi Sambandha will tell me how a planet is cooperating with other planets or it is obstructing the other planets from doing their jobs. It is nothing but a cooperation between the planets. Okay, Pachaka is nothing but ripening. Okay, so Pachakati Sambandha is nothing but the planet, whether it has got a good relationship with other planets or not, whether the planet is going to do the job of the other planets or it will allow you to do the job of the other planets or obstruct that planet in doing the job. It is nothing but a Pachakati Sambandha. Every planet needs the cooperation of others for giving good results. So, a planet can be a cooperator or an obstructor. Okay, so Pachaka Sambandha will tell me about all these things. Pachakati Sambandha can be divided into four categories. What is Pachaka, Bodhaka, Karaka, and Vedaka. Okay, Vedak, to be very precise. What is Pachak? Pachak is nothing but a ripener. Bodhak is nothing but an informer. Karak is nothing but a helper. And Vedak is an obstructor. Okay. Here you see that I have given a table of all the seven planets exclude Rahu and Ketu because Rahu and Ketu are not planet but they are a Chayagrahas. Okay, so here I've given a table. This is the planet Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Then you have a Graha, then you have a house. Then whether it is a Pachaka, Bodhaka, Karaka, or Vedaka. Okay, and the planets which are given in red, they are the inimical planets to the given planet. For example, Sun is inimical to Saturn, and Mars is inimical to Mercury. Jupiter and Mercury is inimical to Mars. Jupiter is inimical to Saturn. Venus is inimical to Saturn. Saturn is inimical to Jupiter. It's a vice versa. Okay. So Pachaka, Bodhaka, Karaka, and Vedak. As I told you, Pachak is a ripener. Bodhak is a planet which will give some information. Okay. Karak is the doer. Ultimate is a Karak. Okay. And Veda is nothing but obstacles. Obstruction, obstacles, not allowing the planet to do its job. So here, in order to understand the Pachakati Sambandha, which is from Sun to Saturn, as per the Venkatesh Sarma, okay, or Sarvatra Chintamani, which the slokas is from 119 to 124, the Pachak planet or house is inimical to the Sun. The 12th sign or planet from the Moon is inimical to it. The Veda planet or house is inimical to Mars or Mercury. The Pachak planet or house is inimical to Jupiter, as per the Karaka or planet or house is inimical to Saturn. Okay? The Pachaka Graha or the Mahardasha, as per the Vimshottari Dasha, will give career achievements. Okay? If the Dasha Lord is also friendly, it will give you a Raja Yoga. But if it is a enemy to that planet, then it will try to give you bad results. The Bodhak will fructify the efforts of will fructify the results of one's effort. This is positive or negative depending upon the relationship between the Mahardasha Lord and Antardasha Lord. The Karaka planet, unless very well placed, tends to give adverse results like diseases to family, theft, and conflict. The Veda planet, if friendly to the Dasha Lord, shows troubles, change of residence, travel, and loss of money. Okay. On the other hand, if the Veda planet is inimical, good results are felt. Okay. While analyzing the results of Dasha or Bhukti, Dasha is nothing but Mahadasha Lord, Bhukti is Antardasha Lord. It should be borne in mind that the planets in 6, 8, and 12 from the Dasha Lord will be an enemy to the Antardasha Lord. That means the Antardasha Lord should not be placed in the 6 and 8 and 12 from the Mahadasha Lord. Okay. And the other thing what we can see is, I will show you, I'll try to show you, there is a website, Pachakadi Sambandha. Yeah. Okay. Blogger.com. This is a Pachakadi Sambandha. Okay. Now, Pachaka is like digester. It is written very clear. Digester. The one who creates opportunity for the Graha. Bodhaka is like informer. One who brings the opportunity in the front of the Graha. Karaka, doer, the one who does the necessary task for the Graha. Vedak is explained in the Williams. It is like piercing, perforating, obstacles, obstructor. Okay. So Veda planet is nothing but a planet which obstructs. Now, is Graha are like people? Each person has a purpose at a given time. Also, such person needs help from others to perform certain tasks depending upon the purpose of the person. Okay. Sign is like an environment. Sign is like an environment. And the environment will give us resources for us to achieve some activity. We have four purushartha, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So the pachaka is connected to these four purusharthas. One is pachaka is dharma, bodhaka is kama, karaka is artha, vedaka is nothing but breakthrough. Okay. What is dharma? Dharma is nothing but the ninth house. Okay, it gives good fortune. Bodhaka is the seventh house, opposite person, is door to the outside world. Karaka is the tenth house, which is the karma. Okay, the karma of that particular planet to do the job. And Veda is nothing but obstacle. In the Dasha, Antardasha, see if the Antardasha planet Pachakadi relationship. The Mahardasha is like the king and Antardasha is like the minister. Until and unless there is an okay from the king, the minister cannot do anything. That is, if the Mahardasha Lord and Antardasha Lord are not friendly, it will not do that. The Mahardasha Lord is a king. He will not allow you to do the activity. The entire Mahardasha will become inimical to all the planets. Okay? Okay? So, like this, we have to see. Now, when you go to the Jagannath Hora, okay, when you go to the Jagannath Hora, and we can see the Pachakadi here itself. Because it is very difficult to remember that Pachakadi Sambandha, download this particular uh, software. Okay, I'm using Utpanna Tara Dasha because moon, if the moon is in the third house and the 11th house, we have to use Utpanna Tara Dasha. So I'm using options Utpanna Tara Dasha. Here I am seeing the Dasha of Rahu which is going on right now, and the Antardasha is also of Rahu. Okay. If I see This particular planet Rahu, as I told you, as I told you, does not come under the Pachakadi Sambandha because he is not a planet. But I am going to see the Rashi in which the Rahu is placed. Okay. So Aries, there is no Pachakasthana. Bodhaka, there is no Bodhaka. Karaka is moon and Veda Sthana is sun, from the sun. So if you see the Aries contains none of the Naisargika Pachakas. Okay? None of the Naisargika Pachakas because Rahu, as I told you, is not a planet but it is a Upagraha. Now let us see Saturn. Let us see Saturn. Here you see. For Saturn, Venus is the Pachaka. Okay. For Saturn, Moon is the Bodhaka. For Jupiter, for Saturn, Jupiter is the Karaka, and for Saturn, Mars is the Veda. So that means during the Dasha period of Saturn and Antardasha of Rahu, there will be a problem for the native. Okay. In the same way, you can see it from the Rashi point of view also. Okay. It talks about the Naisargika Pachaka. Saturn is the Naisargika Pachaka. That means two planets are friendly to this particular Saturn. There is no Bodhaka for this Saturn. There are three planets, Karaka planets for the Saturn. That is Moon, Mars, and Venus, and there is no Veda. Okay. Saturn. Here again there is some other technicalities which is given here. Now, if I go and see from the Lagna point of view, that is Vimshottari, normal Vimshottari, the Dasha which is operating for the native is Mercury and Antardasha is Ketu. So if I take Mercury and see the Pachakadi Sambandha, Naisargika Pachaka is Moon. Okay. Naisargika Bodhaka is Jupiter. Naisargika Karaka is Venus. Naisargika Vedaka is Mars. So right now Venus is operating. So till 2026 there is nothing is going to happen. Everything is empty. There is nothing is going to happen. Now let us have Venus. So the Antardasha Lord Venus in the Mahardasha of Mercury. So what is it Venus going to do? It is a Naisargika Karaka. Karaka means doer. So from the Mercury point of view, Venus is what? Venus is what? Venus is the lord of the fifth house. Okay. Take the Mahardasha as the starting point, treat it as a Lagna. From there you need to use the Antardasha lords where it is placed. From the Mercury point of view, which is the Mahardasha, the Venus is the Antardasha, is the lord of the fifth house, which is the Pura Punya, children, intelligence, everything. And it is also the lord of the 12th house, which is your moksha, okay, which is also the house of expenses, foreign travel, prayers, sitting at home and praying, and all these things is connected to Venus. So when the Dasha of Venus is going to come for the native around 22nd August 2026, he will face all the issues related to the 5th house and 12th house. Why? Because Mercury is what relationship is carrying as per the Pachakadi? It is a Karaka. Karaka is nothing but the hand of God and it has to be done. It has to carry on. It will give results. There is no other go. Now, let us take another thing. Saturn. Okay. And Jupiter. Saturn is here. Okay. Let us see the Karaka, that is Pachakadi for Saturn. Okay. Now, if you see Naisargika Karaka under the Saturn Mahardasha, the Naisargika Karaka for the planet Saturn is Jupiter. Okay? And the Saturn is also coming up as a Pratyantara Dasha. So take the Saturn as a planet and take it as a lagna. From there, you see that there is something which is happening in the fifth house, right? Something which is happening in the fifth house. Saturn is aspecting the Sagittarius Rashi, and also you see Rahu is also aspecting Sagittarius, right? It is also aspecting Mars and Ketu. Saturn is aspecting the Sagittarius. Rahu is aspecting Sagittarius. Okay. So in the Antardasha of Jupiter, there is something which is going to happen for the native, whether it is good or bad, because it is a doer. It is a in the Pachakadi Sambandha. You see that Jupiter is a permanent Karaka for the Saturn. And if I take the Pachakadi relationship of the Rasi, you see that there is no the Pisces does not contain any sort of Veda from any sort of Veda to the Saturn planet. Okay, and if I also go and see the Jupiter as a Naisargika Pachaka Sambandha, you see here Naisargika Pachaka for Jupiter is Saturn, Naisargika Bodhaka is Mars, Naisargika Karaka is Moon, and Naisargika Veda is Sun. Okay, so from here, if you see, Saturn is a Bodhaka planet for Jupiter. So Jupiter is the Naisargika Karaka. Karaka, as I told you, Karaka is like a hand of God. Okay, Karaka is the hand of God. And what is Jupiter? Jupiter is sitting in Pushyami Nakshatra. Who is the Lord of the Pushyami Nakshatra? The Lord of the Pushyami Nakshatra is Saturn. Where is Saturn going and sitting? It is going and sitting in the 8th house. That is from the 7th house. It is a Maraka. So what is 7th house? 7th house is all about spouse. During the year 2020 to 2021, to be very precise, in 2021 February 10th, during the Pratyantara Dasha of Saturn, the native's wife passed away. Why? Because from the 7th house, Saturn is going and sitting in the 8th house, and it is becoming the marker for the 7th house. You understood? Okay. And if I see the entry chart of this particular planet, I see that the planet, the Lord of the 7th house, is again going and sitting in the 8th house and getting debilitated. Native has lost his spouse. Okay. So this is how we have to see the Pachakadi Sambandha. Hope you would understood this. Thank you very much for being with us and understanding the content. Please share and subscribe. Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai.